Hello and welcome to another episode of The Garcias. I'm Pico the Sun and this is the Smart 5G Rocket Wi-Fi. The Smart 5G Rocket Wi-Fi is the first Wi-Fi in the Philippines that allows for 5G connectivity. It boasts of speeds of up to 1000 Mbps and allows up to 15 devices to connect to it at the same time. Out of the box, it comes with a SIM card that allows for the 5G connectivity, a USB Type-C to Type-A cable for charging, and the device itself. As you can tell from the name, the Wi-Fi itself uses the cell towers of Smart to obtain a Wi-Fi connection. And that's convenient in my case because most, if not all of our contacts use Globe. So that means that if there are any instances where I'm working or I have to do something using the data from my phone and there is no signal for Globe, then I can use the Rocket Wi-Fi or this Pocket Wi-Fi to continue my work. Like any other device or Wi-Fi that requires a wireless connection or uses towers for its Wi-Fi, the signal isn't always perfect. But in instances where it does connect well or the signal is really good, this thing is fast. And I've used this in Makati, Laguna, Manila, here in Manila. And it's been pretty stable with my use for the past 8 months. There was also a time when Trisha was on a mission in Siargao and our cell provider didn't have a good signal where she was. And so they relied solely on this Rocket Wi-Fi to give them internet and to get their work done. This Wi-Fi also allows the devices to connect to either a 2.5G or a 5G network, both of which you can set different passwords to using the device itself. The device itself has a physical button on the right-hand side, which is used for turning it on or off. The rest of the navigation is done using the device's reliable touchscreen, which makes scrolling through the menus a breeze. Speaking of menus, on the home screen, you'll find the device's battery percentage, the time, and how many devices are connected to it. The area where you can see the current time can also include the data that you can still use in terms of a percentage, as you can see with my device. This device charges via USB-C, and in my experience, the wattage of a USB-C to USB-A cable is too low that it takes too long for the device to charge, taking about a whole day if you want it to get from 0 to 100 using that USB-C to A cable. So what I've done with my device is that I use a C to C charger so that I can charge it from 0 to 100 in about 4 to 5 hours. Battery life is good on this Wi-Fi because it has around a 5,300 milliampere battery. That means it can survive a normal day in work, a coffee house study run, or a night at the hospital. If you're concerned about being able to replenish your data for prepaid users or being able to pay your bills for postpaid users, then that's easily done using the Smart GigaLife app. Speaking of bills, there are a number of payment options for this device, and that depends on how much data you want per month and the number of freebies that you want to go with your data plan. And that's for postpaid users. On the other hand, for prepaid users, you just have to give a certain amount as a down payment for the device or as a payment option for the device, and then you'll have to pay afterwards depending on how much your usage is. Whether you use postpaid or prepaid, however, this device does not come cheap. To give you an idea, our device costs 6,900 pesos for the device itself, and that comes with a required 2,500 per month for 12 months for 40 gigabytes of data per month. There's a rollback feature though, which means that any unused data for 1 month is transferred over to the next month. Overall, I'd recommend the Smart Rocket Wi-Fi for people who are on the go and constantly need an alternate source of Wi-Fi. Or if your work requires you to have a stable internet, or if you're a semi-serious gamer who wants a good connection, or if it will take a while before your condo gets a wired internet connection. And that's the reason why we got this Wi-Fi in the first place. It's a good backup internet to tide you through those months when a wired internet is not available. A big plus is that it's portable too. And that concludes this episode of The Garcias. I'll catch you in the next one. God bless!